You guys, I am not a serious person at all. Like, somebody was busy pouring out her heart, expressing how she was feeling, her emotions and everything, and I was just there laughing. Like, it's not that what she was saying was funny. Like, Chichi is a very hilarious person, even when she's not trying. Like, she can just be funny, even when she's not trying to be funny and everything. But what made it more hilarious was how the housemates were reacting to what she was saying, their facial expressions, even Ebuka, the way he was reacting. I was just like, I could not hold it in anymore. I was just laughing. Like, it was hilarious, right? Chichi made a lot of sense. She articulated herself very well. What she was saying was very, very clear. Like, her points were very, very clear. Points plain blank clear. It was very clear, but it was just very hilarious. And I actually appreciate the fact that it was hilarious, because that's how I see reunions. For me, reunions are just like everybody is just there. I don't really see it as a reunion. I see it as a form of entertainment, another form of entertainment. So let's just talk about the issue that was addressed in this particular episode of the reunion. This episode was more about Chichi and Deji. It was mainly about the two of them. All the other questions that were asked were still about their situation. So let's talk about Chichi and Deji's situation and how it all went down the drain, how the ship wrecked, literally wrecked, in a very, very bad way from what I gathered, right? So welcome back to my channel. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, share, and all the good stuff. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So first of all, Ebuka asked Chichi whether she's excited to see Deji. And she's like, yeah, he's a human being, right? And I was just like, okay, things are about to really, really go down. Then Chichi started off by talking about their situation in the house. First of all, addressed how their situation was in the house. And she said at some point in the house, she was feeling like this guy is telling me something and he's telling the other housemates something else. And, when she started feeling this way, she decided to approach him. She confronted him and told him that, are we doing this or not? During one of their pool parties, right? She asked him, are we doing this or not? If he's a yes, let me know. If he's a no, let me know. Let me know what we are doing. Like, let me know, and he basically told her that she was overreacting, she's overthinking things. And for her, being someone that had been accused of overreacting, normally, like, that's the normal statement she gets to hear from people about her. She was like, okay, maybe this is just one of those times where I'm overreacting, I'm overthinking everything. And according to her, he assured her that, everything is fine, we're doing this, it's cool. Like, he according to her, let me just be saying according to her, because I have a different perspective, but like, he would reassure her, he would let her know that she should stop listening to what is happening outside. And the one thing I remember in particular is the fact that Chichi was the day that Deji was angry at Chichi for having a conversation with Doyin concerning their situation. He was really angry that why would she go and have a conversation with Doyin, because Doyin told Chichi some things that got her thinking. So she approached Deji to talk about it, like, what is this I'm hearing? What is all of this? And he was angry that she approached Doyin. So that's the one I'm aware of. And I'm also aware of the fact that he actually gave her some sort of, I wouldn't really call it assurance, but it was almost like he wanted to be there. He wanted to have somebody. He didn't want her to leave the picture, but he wasn't still ready to like do anything. And most of the conversations he had about her, her being a certain way or not liking the fact that she's onto him and everything, most of those conversations were not in her presence. He was having these conversations with other people, but he didn't really have that direct conversation with her. The only thing that he was using to pass a message was his body language, his actions, which I expect that people would listen to. But in the case of Deji and Chichi, in fact, the summary of what happened in the house, let's start with what happened in the house, then we'll talk about their situation outside, because that part is even more interesting. So for the house situation, it was a case of this girl really likes this guy, and she chose to listen to his words instead of reading his actions and going with his actions. And the guy, on the other hand, kind of took advantage of the fact that, once I tell this girl this, she'll be fine, she'll rest, right? And then, he just kept telling her things that he felt she needed to hear. He wasn't straight with her. When I noticed that he wasn't straight with her was like later on, like with his words. His actions were like, but that kind of thing where you feel like maybe a guy is not just expressive, that was her situation there. So, but they both had their faults, right? So now, outside of the house, Chichi said that Deji was coming to her hotel room every night. Every freaking night, Deji was coming to her hotel room. Like, what if the way she put it, she said he was coming to her hotel room like a male prostitute. It was just funny to hear. I was like, yo, what's going on? She was like, he was always coming to her hotel room, and he was also still giving her that assurance that, okay, we're out of the house now, that if it was not a game, like without the Big Brother situation, that what he has with her wouldn't have been a game, and that he would like them to, like, you know, continue things. Like, he was still on that vibe of assuring her, you know, we can do this, don't listen to what's going on outside here, like outside and everything. Like, I think we can build something, right? And she held on to that, being somebody that was in love. She admitted that she was in love with this guy. That is what I appreciate about what Chichi did tonight. She owned up to what it was. Like, I love this guy. It's not a sin. It's very hard for some people to admit that. And then this is how I felt. This is how I acted. This is what made me act this particular way. So that was the part where I really liked from Chichi's angle. She admitted that it's very hard for people to own up to that, but she admitted that this was the situation. Now it was time for Deji to speak, and he was just talking about the fact that, okay, yeah, he wasn't in her room every night. And Ebuka was like, okay, it was every other night. He was like, yeah, he went there sometimes, but the conversation he had with her was more about he didn't really assure her that there was something going to happen, that he just spoke about them getting to know each other, that he wanted to be there for her as a friend, based on the fact that, okay, she just got evicted, so he wanted to be there for her as a friend, right? In the same vein, he said that he was feeling something for her in the house, because Ebuka was still asking him to know more. So he was like, and at some point he started to feel some type of way towards her. So I'm just asking, if you say that you being there for her, like going to see her very often after she left the house, was you being there for her as a friend, you're still the one that said you started to feel something for her. So how are we going to believe that all those visits were just friendly visits? You get me? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you say you started to feel for her, meaning that whole vibe was more, that's what I'm tilting towards, like what Chichi was saying. This guy was like letting her feel like, making her believe that this is what it was. And towards the end of their stay in the house, I actually felt like, okay, maybe, you know, this is how it's going to go and everything, right? So that was his own vibe. It was not every night, it was some nights. Now things got deeper, or would I say really things got deeper? Bella got involved at some point, because according to Chichi, she said the only person that really spoke to her concerning Deji and his behavior in the house and just being skeptical about his behavior was Bella. So Ebuka asked Bella, like, what was the reason? What prompted her to go meet Chichi to have the conversation? Was it because she felt like, did Deji talk to her? Did she see anything? She was like, the way he was acting, she wasn't really getting the vibe of somebody that was in love, or how am I going that deep? Somebody that liked Chichi as much. So she would be asking Chichi, like, are you sure this guy likes you, kind of thing? Like, just to maybe make her aware of the situation of things. And then Chichi would be like, yeah, this is what he tells me, and she's following what he's saying. And then outside of the house, she said that even when she brought up the whole situation as a concern, he told her that he spoke about the fact that she was overreacting again, and even told her that she needs to see a therapist. Hey, that to me was just not cool at all. Like, you know how somebody is trying to express that this is what they're feeling, and then you now make the person feel like you're the problem here, you're overdoing things, you're always overthinking. And then Chichi said she actually felt like, okay, maybe I'm the problem. I need to see a therapist or a psychologist or something. Like, I need to go see somebody. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm always overreacting, right? Which is not nice. It sounds like a manipulative talk. Like, stop it, yeah, overdoing things. Like, why you? And then you start to think about your life. Like, maybe I have a problem I need to solve. So the story is just Chichi loved him. Felt there was something there. There was nothing there. I also I wouldn't really fully put the blame on Deji or anything. I just felt like he should have been more straight with her, not like trying to lead her on, you know, that kind of thing where you're trying to eat your cake and have it and everything. So Towards the end, the whole thing now started turning into like major Gbas Gbos insults. Things were said. Deji was talking about the fact that Chichi was seeing this whole thing as a poverty elevation scheme. That's like Big Brother. For him, it was not like that to him. Big Brother is not seen really serious to him. It's just like, it was just a platform that was money-wise. He has always had money kind of thing. Because Chichi was expressing that it's not as if you really have money like that. You don't get money. And he called her a hustler. She also told him that at least she's not sleeping around with older women for money to keep up with her lifestyle. Like, it was just like going back and forth, back and forth. Chichi said she has receipts of the things that Deji did to her. They even got physical before the breakup happened. That's why I said that it was a bad situation between the both of them. The way the ship wrecked to its fullest. So she said she has receipts that he was recording her in the hotel when she went off on him and got angry at him. And she also has receipts of the times where he was trying to assure her, and based on their issue that they had in South Africa. So it was just, hey, their problem was a lot. Their problem was a lot. For you guys that are watching, what do you think about the whole Chichi and Deji situation? Chichi said she tried to avoid him, but apparently he wasn't ready to let go. And every time they met, they would literally, what she was trying to imply is that they'll bang, basically. So she tried to avoid him. He will not agree. He'll come around. He'll find his way and talk to her. Or not really that. She said they are attracted to each other and they could not resist each other. So anytime they met, it ended up in that. So, but at some point, she just had to tell him, you need to get out of my life. You need to, leave. So that's it. It got really heated, and Ebuka just told them that they should bring evidence, because it started turning into shut up, no shut up, shut up, don't shut up, shut up, no shut up, shut up, don't shut up. So I guess they're going to bring evidence in the next episode of the reunion. What a night. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.